What is up, real estate family? My name is Mr. W and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now, if you are a real estate agent or a real estate broker and you want to generate more leads and close more deals, then sit back, relax, and listen up, because I'm going to give you guys 3 tips, okay? This is for new real estate agents. I'm going to give you guys 3 tips and a bonus tip at the end on how you can begin as a real estate agent, okay? Or if you are a real estate agent and you're not really closing the deals that you would like, maybe you've been in the industry for 1, 2, 3 years, and you feel like you've just hit a standstill. You're not necessarily growing, you're just really getting by, then take a listen to these 3 tips and the bonus tip at the end. And the reason why is because I really want to ensure that you guys understand all of these tips, and at the same time you need to understand really the purpose behind these tips and how they're actually going to help you grow, right? So I work with a lot of real estate agents and a lot of real estate brokers. I've also worked with a lot of top agents and brokers in their areas, and this is a question that I always ask them consistently, as if you had to give one piece of advice to new real estate agents or real estate agents and brokers who aren't necessarily getting the right leverage or really growing as much as they'd like to, what tip would you give them? So I'm literally going to give you the information that they've given me, okay, and really just also getting a little bit of an insight of their routine and what necessarily do they do, okay, to ensure that they're consistently growing, okay? So tip number 1 is finding the right brokerage firm to work with, okay? This is very important because I see this time and time again where a lot of new real estate agents will come into the industry, because of this one most important thing, okay? And it's sad, but at the end of the day, for most of them, join for this one reason, which is it's easy and you can make money. If that was the case, then there wouldn't be an 80% turnover, okay? Right now, there's an 80% turnover where basically most real estate agents give up, right? They quit. And the reason why is because they really had this mindset or idea that this is easy and anyone can do it and make money, right? So you want to find the right brokerage firm to work with, okay? Now, here's the thing. Most new real estate agents will first go for those firms, okay, that offer high commissions. Now, here's the thing, okay? If you're going to chase commissions, it's going to bite you out in the end, because most of those firms don't offer the right training, okay? They don't invest in you as much as you would like, okay? I've seen it many times where real estate agents will come and approach me and, let me know that, hey, listen, I would like to generate more leads. And I'd ask them, oh, okay, what is your reasoning? Okay, and most of them always say this, okay? They always mention a brokerage company's name. I'm not going to mention their names. And they just always complain about how, the lack of training, how they're not getting that support, that mentorship, that coaching, and that training that they would assume that, they'd have. And I've also noticed that their colleagues or people that they know that work for smaller brokerage firms, right? They realize that they're getting all the help and support that they're getting, as opposed to with them, because they were chasing the commission. Now it's sort of like biting them in the end, because all the type of training that they're getting is just, watching videos where they necessarily just shove them in a room and, they just watch videos, training videos. Okay, so that's one of the biggest issues that I'm seeing right now is new real estate agents chasing the check, chasing the commission. You don't want to chase the check, you don't want to chase the commission. You want to find a brokerage company that, 1, aligns with your values, number 2, right, will mentor you, coach you, train you, and provide you leads. Okay, now I provide leads, but I'm not a brokerage firm. I'm a real estate lead generation agency. But okay, I always tell this to real estate agents, especially if they're starting out, go and work with a smaller brokerage firm where they can do all of the things that I mentioned, as well as giving you leads, okay? And one of the things that you want to do in the next tip is you always want to go out, okay, and ensure that you are basically doing a lot of open houses. Okay, now it doesn't necessarily be your open houses. You can go and do your other colleagues' open houses. Now, what's this doing is that it's slowly starting to get you into the swing of things. At the end of the day, you want to ensure that you are constantly active, okay? And you want to be networking, you want to be connecting with as many people as possible, okay? And one of the biggest mistakes I see a lot of new real estate agents make is they are not getting people into their database. They're meeting all these lovely people, but they're not getting into their database. And I'm always shocked and I'm baffled. I'm like, why aren't you getting them into your database? Because at the end of the day, we all know I always speak about databases. Databases are super important because you want to ensure that anyone and everyone who you meet up with, you get them into your database, and you want to cultivate that database until you die. It doesn't end, it doesn't stop. Okay, so tip number 2 is you want to ensure that you are always connecting with as many people as possible, okay, so you can put them into your database and cultivate that database until you die. Okay, that's one of the biggest tips I ever got from one of the top real estate agents based in California. He said that with each and every single person that he met, he put them into their database and he cultivated that database. Now, how do you cultivate the database? Well, I've got videos on how I actually, on the strategy and how you can cultivate the database. But you just want to necessarily ensure that you're always providing value on the market. It could be things that you've learned, maybe listings that you have, but you want to ensure that you're always giving them a various amount of content just to ensure that they are, 1, keeping you top of mind, 2, always getting value, and number 3, which is very important, okay, you want to ensure that your content relates to them and can help them, which is why you always want to segregate your database. Okay, you want to create separate sequences for different audiences, so you're not just creating this, bulk messaging where you're just sending everyone. It's just like a copy-paste message where you're just sending everyone the same message. No, that's how you spam people, and that's how people unsubscribe. Okay, you want to ensure that you're always creating content tailored to your market. Okay, so that was number 2. Tip number 3. Okay, tip number 3, I would even say, is literally one of the most and the big important things. Okay, is you have to invest in training and education. Okay, I see a lot of real estate agents, even agents who've been in the game for literally more than 5 years, are not investing in education. And what do I mean by that? I'm talking about learning, right? Going to seminars, going to conventions, okay? And this is a tip that I got from a top realtor, and he was saying that, listen, dude, like when I go to seminars, conventions, and if I'm, investing in classes and training, the only people that I see are other top agents, right? I see the same top agents at these conventions, at these, these networking groups, at these seminars, okay? And I understand these aren't exclusive groups, these aren't exclusive seminars, okay? It's open to public, it's open to everyone. But he's like, but then why aren't most of the real estate agents taking advantage of this? And that's when you realize that most of them don't invest in education. Listen, guys, the education doesn't end, okay? It really doesn't. And what I mean by that is, just because you studied to pass the exam, okay, doesn't mean that the learning stops. The learning continues, okay? It continues all the time. It continues until you die. Or let me rather say it continues until you decide to quit, right? But I'm assuming you're here for the long haul. So you want to ensure that you're investing in education, right? Jim Rohn says that formal education will make you a living and self-education will make you a fortune. Remember that, okay? So the formal education is basically you studying to get that licensing, right? To pass that exam. But in order for you to take your real estate business to the next level, you want to ensure in self-education. One of the top realtors that I know, he literally makes sure that each and every single day during his lunch, he watches 3 to 5 training videos on YouTube. It's one of the reasons, that's how he actually found me. But he ensures that each and every single day during his lunch, he just gets his bowl of food, okay? He's got his laptop or his phone and he watches training videos and he eats. And he always makes sure that he attends 1 class a week, okay? And he always makes sure that in a month, he attends about 3 to 4 seminars or conventions. So he's consistently taking the money that he gets from his commissions and he's reinvesting it back into himself, right? So you want to invest a lot into your education, which is basically self-education, because you have to take the initiative. No one's going to force you. And it's one of the reasons why I said that in my first tip, you want to go and basically work for a smaller brokerage firm that's going to offer you training, mentorship, and support. Because the only way you're going to realize how self-education is very important is through your mentorship program, which maybe, one of the top realtors, if you maybe intern under them or if you work for them or they're your mentor, they're your coach, they're going to tell you how important education and investing in training is. Okay, so that's number 3. And then the last tip, which is the bonus tip, number four, okay? Now, this is very important. Again, I want you guys to listen very carefully because I cannot stress this enough. Okay, you want to ensure that you treat your real estate business like a business and not a job. Okay, there's no this thing of going into the office, clocking in your hours and then leaving. There's no such. Okay, and again, these are tips that I'm giving you from top realtors, people that I've worked with, where I just look at their work ethic and their business is just soaring, it's going up. Okay, they treat real estate, right? Or they treat real estate basically as a business, right? They're professional. So boils down to what they're wearing, boils down to their professionalism. Okay, they basically treat it as a career, as a business, because the minute you treat it as a business, you now shift your mindset from the employee into the employer, right? I see a lot of real estate agents who are still whose mindset is still based on the consumer and not the producer. When you are a business owner, you now have to detach yourself from being a consumer, right? Because if you're a consumer, your mindset is based on the consumer, on consumer behavior like activities. Okay, so what do I mean by consumer behavior like activities? It's sort of like, if I had to see so it's sort of like if we both see an apple, okay, you might think, oh, okay, this is a great apple, and we consume it. But I may look at that apple, I'm like, okay, what can I actually do to duplicate this apple, or how can I actually make a profit from this apple? Okay, that's how you start seeing things. Okay, same thing with YouTube. Okay, I know that a lot of people go onto YouTube for entertainment purposes. Okay, I strictly go onto YouTube, one, for training, right? So that I can start seeing what content can I create for you guys. And number two, I start seeing YouTube as a driver, right? For me to grow my business. You get what I'm saying? So I had to shift my mind from consumer-like to more producer-like. And that's essentially the mindset that you want to start getting into and tapping into, because that's when you start seeing the world differently. When you're a producer, you see things on, okay, how can I help consumers consume these things? So when going back to my point, when it comes to treating real estate like a business, you want to ensure that the minute you get your commission, don't go blow it out on, going shopping or, spending on irrelevant things. Put it back into the business, right? Take that money, invest it in marketing, and then write it off as a tax write-off. Okay? You can write things off like advertising and marketing, People didn't know that. But again, because most of you guys have this consumer-like mindset, it's very difficult for you guys to tap into it. Okay, if you're a business owner, you need to consistently learn and educate yourself so that you can improve your business. The more you improve your business, the less mistakes you make and the more money you make. It is very simple. Okay, in order for you guys to start earning, you need to first start learning. Once you start learning, you can essentially remove the L and start earning. So the minute you treat real estate as a business, you immediately start thinking different. Okay, the money that you make, you reinvest it back into the business, right? By investing in coaching and advertising and training, right? So that you can become better. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people wish things were better, when in actual fact, they need to wish that they were better. The more you become better, right? The better decisions you make, okay? And then the more money you start to eventually make. So start investing into your real estate business. Stop assuming that, you're going to get the next deal tomorrow. We never know, okay? You never know when your next deal is going to come in. And that's why you need to reinvest into your business so that you have an automated system, right? That's going to generate you leads, right? Business mind owners think like that, right? Because they're systematic, okay? They're methodical. Why? Because they think in systems. And if you're a business owner and you're thinking in systems, then you're going to start finding ways on how you can generate more leads. That's the mindset that top realtors have, okay? Not only do they treat real estate as a business, they learn and they're consistently educating themselves. And number three, they think in systems. But let me tell you something, okay? You cannot think in systems unless you start educating yourself. I never really knew much about systems until I started educating into myself, right? So it's very important for you guys to understand that. But anyways, if you guys got a lot of value from this, click on the like button, as well as subscribe to my content if you find this very valuable, and also clicking on the notification bell just so that you're notified each and every single time that I upload. But that's it from me, guys. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Cheers.